Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Enrique. Enrique sent me this story, and once again it's concerning our favorite hip-hop female, Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks is wilding out. She has gotten into it with Kendrick Lamar and Lupe Fiasco via Twitter. So basically what went down is that Kendrick Lamar was doing an interview with Billboard magazine, and he was talking about the whole Mike Brown situation. And while he was talking about that, he was saying that as black people, we need to learn to respect ourselves before other races will respect us. If we don't respect ourselves, how can we expect everybody else to respect us? And he also stated that everything starts from within. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a quote that Kendrick Lamar said to Billboard magazine, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary. So after Kendrick Lamar stated that to Billboard magazine, Azealia Banks started going in. She never addressed his name per se, but everybody knew who she was talking about because Kendrick Lamar was the one who did that interview. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the tweets that Azealia Banks sent out. Once she sent out these tweets, Lupe Fiasco decided to jump in it because Lupe Fiasco felt like he agreed with Kendrick Lamar, so he was showing Kendrick Lamar support. And when Azealia Banks said that, she tried to come at Lupe, and then they started going back and forth. So I'm going to show you guys the tweets that Azealia Banks put up on Twitter, and then her exchange with Lupe Fiasco. Go ahead and check this out, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary. You guys just saw the tweet. So after this hit the internet, a lot of folks had a lot of things to say. A lot of folks were upset with Kendrick. Other folks were saying that Azealia Banks is just, you know, a loudmouth ghetto chick and she just wants attention. She just likes to start shit. So a lot of people had a lot of different opinions. People were split down the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of these comments and these tweets. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. Alright, so you guys just saw all the comments, the tweets, and what people had to say about the entire situation. And, you know, Enrique wanted to know what I thought about it. And I think, in my opinion, they both had valid points. I understand where Kendrick Lamar is coming from because we have so many things that are going on in our own community that we definitely need to have an open dialogue with, and we definitely need to stop pussyfooting around the issues and making excuses. We do need to have more love for each other. We do need to start seeing each other as brothers and sisters instead of enemies. And so I definitely understand where he's coming from with that. But what I don't like I always say, I don't like when people decide to paint an entire group of people with one brush. You know, and when you say that the black community does not respect itself, then you're talking for everyone in the black community, and you're accusing all of us of not respecting ourselves and others. You know, and I don't think that that's fair. You know, you can say some, but you can't say all, because I respect other people, and I feel like for the most part other people respect me, and vice versa. You know, so it's never cool to just, you know, say the entire community, nor is it ever cool to act like you're the spokesperson for black people, because, you know, once you do that, everybody's gonna have an opinion. Now, as far as Azealia Banks goes, I'm proud and I respect the fact that Azealia Banks knows about white supremacy and she's willing to talk about it. She's willing to talk about, you know, a lot of topics that a lot of people shy away from or that they're scared to address. While I respect that, but I also feel like that's not the only reason that she came at Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but a few days ago, Kendrick Lamar was asked about the whole Iggy Azalea situation, and basically Kendrick Lamar had her back. And so did Lupe Fiasco. He also had her back to the point where he wanted to put on a KKK uniform. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I mean the whole situation was nuts. So I feel like even though Azealia is saying a lot of truth with what she was tweeting, even though she's making a lot of valid points, I do feel like she was kind of throwing shade at him specifically because he was defending Iggy Azalea, and we all know that she hates Iggy. They stay into it. They go back and forth all the time on social media, you know. So the whole situation is crazy, but I can definitely see both points. But then with that being said, I also feel like sometimes we as a community, we put too much on the shoulders of rappers. You know what I'm saying? I don't look to hip hop or to rappers to represent me or to speak for me. I just want them to make some decent music. And I think too many people, you know, look to the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, the Lupe Fiascos, you know, the Commons, and we expect them to, like, you know, be the voice of the voiceless. And at the end of the day, they're really just there to get a check. You know what I'm saying? They might put out some conscious stuff. They might put some things out there to make you think, but they're trying to get paid for doing what they love to do. So I don't expect them to really go hard at the same folks who are paying them. That's silly. You know, so I just, you know, I'm not surprised by him kind of, you know, walking a fine line with what he says about the situation, because he's not trying to lose his money. He's not trying to lose his sponsorships. And a lot of times people want to drag these rappers and say, you know, you should just be poor, righteous teachers. You should just, you know, represent, you know, us and speak for us. But again, who's going to put money in their pocket? Who's going to feed their families? So a lot of artists have to walk a fine line, you know, and Azealia, she's just one of those artists. She's very bold. She's very blunt about what she says, you know, and I can't do nothing but respect that. In a world where people are afraid to speak their mind, she's not one of those people. So I can't knock her for that at all. But again, I don't look to rappers to represent me. I don't look to rappers to speak out for me, because for every decent rapper that you do have that's putting out good music, that's putting out conscious music, that's putting out positive music, you have so many damn degenerates in rap that are talking about some low vibrational shit that I don't want them to speak for me. I don't care what their opinion is on Ferguson. I don't care what they have to say about particular topics, because, you know what I'm saying, if your music doesn't reflect that, I don't give two shits if you're marching in Ferguson, if when I listen to your music, all you're doing is rapping about, you know, fighting in the club with other black people, shooting other black people, gangbanging and everything else. If that's what you're putting out there, then I don't care about your views on Ferguson. I don't care about your views on the police. I don't care about your views on Mike Brown, you know what I'm saying, because you're putting out some low vibrational shit. So I can't take a lot of rappers seriously, point blank, period. And that's just my personal opinion. To me, that was Kendrick's opinion. He has a right to it. But I just wish that at times that we could just agree to disagree or do things in a more tactful manner. Like whenever we have an opinion, we have to be super rah-rah. We got to go back and forth. We got to, you know, we got to start cussing each other out. We have to make it a whole show on social media. Whereas other folks can just agree to disagree and keep it moving. You know, so the whole situation was just interesting, but like I said, I don't feel one way or another. I understand both points, and I understand where, you know, Azealia Banks is coming from, and I understand where Kendrick Lamar is coming from and why he's walking that fine line. You know, at the end of the day, he has to feed his family. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. Do you agree with what Kendrick Lamar said? Do you feel like it starts at home? It starts within the black community? Do you feel like he was painting everybody in the black community with one brush? Do you feel like what Azealia Banks was saying was the truth, and that basically, you know, Kendrick Lamar was kind of, you know, tap dancing and cooning for Billboard magazine? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. All right, deuces.